Every roar, grunt, snort, and growl out of the toothy mouth of the 20-foot-tall, more than 2,000-pound, Tony-winning steel and fiberglass gorilla puppet that stars in Broadway's King Kong originates not from some recorded Nature Channel audio track, but instead from the live vocal cords of a puppeteer named John.
This is really the pinnacle of my puppetry career.
Nearly a year ago, John Hoche auditioned for a spot among the 10 on-stage actor-dancers responsible for all of Kong's manual movements.
And they saw that I had quite a bit of puppetry already in my repertoire.
Producers called John back and asked him to get up on stage alone and act out 3 scenes as Kong.
I literally got on all fours. I was King Kong. I was fighting an imaginary snake and lifting up a very tiny Andero.
Some stage professionals might have considered that experience humiliating or undignified.
No, because it's kind of a dream role for me.
As a kid, John went ape over all the King Kong movies, the Planet of the Apes franchise, and any other media involving a primate. His Kong audition was not the first time he'd mimicked a gorilla.
Admittedly, absolutely not.
8 hours a week for 2 hours at a time, every week since November, John's now stood in this booth making ape noises into a microphone for 1,700 paying theater goers.
Depending on what the scene needs, if it's just like a or if it's a big scream, I don't want to blow out the sound here.
But after an anonymous stroll from the office where we interviewed him, 10 blocks north and several flights of stairs up, to the still pretty anonymous perch above the Broadway theater stage, where this human's vocal cords play the voice box of the 1-ton animatronic gorilla in the room, John demonstrated for us Kong's range.
The other 2 puppeteers have noise-canceling headphones.
John also remotely controls Kong's head and neck, while 2 other voodoo puppeteers in the booth beside him maneuver the puppet's animatronic shoulders, jaw, and face.
He has endless possibilities of what he can facially express.
And thanks to the 10 athletes on stage in the so-called King's Company, Kong's paws, wrists, elbows, hips, and feet allow for a range of more physical actions, like swatting helicopters.
There will actually be somebody on Kong's shoulder, and he or she will receive a line and actually jump off the puppet.
A college gymnast, Warren Yangs, played every role in the King's Company, which must pull, push, and drag the puppet in harmony with the sounds and movements of John and the voodoo puppeteers in the booth off stage. 16 hours plus sound checks every week spent summoning guttural noises from his chest taxes John's vocal cords.
If Kong is screaming on stage, I'm in a sound booth screaming.
He sees an ear, nose, and throat doctor, meets with a speech therapist, follows a strict pre-show diet, and never misses a vocal warm-up or cool-down.
A lot of like, I kind of have to open up all my cavities in my body to kind of resonate.
While in the early days of auditioning and rehearsing, John admits voicing Kong at times resembled method acting.
I definitely was just on the subway, just kind of like, you know, and once in a while, you know, sometimes it's just easier to express myself that way.
He now worries not about being typecast as the gorilla guy for the rest of his career, calling Kong the role of a lifetime.
I would be completely fine being an ape and making a career of being an ape. Don't I just give you another one of those?
Sure. In Midtown, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.